Well, today we have released, today I've released two reports, one on victims of crime and the other one on labor markets. The victims of crime covers the period 14-15, and the labor markets is the fourth quarter of this year, not 14-15, 15-16. And the labor market covers the fourth quarter of last year. If we look at victims of crime, what is happening is that the absolute number of crimes have actually declined, as well as percentage-wise they have declined from a high of about 7% to about 5%. However, the absolute numbers still remain very high, upwards of 700,000 people feeling victimized. It's still a very high crime. Perceptions around crime still remain negative in terms of how people experience crime, how people feel safe or not safe. 70% of South Africans feel that they cannot walk at night, so they are not feeling safe. Some of the issues related to how the criminal justice system functions, in particular, is that people feel that police can do nothing about crime itself. They feel that the criminal justice system, particularly the judiciary, gives too short sentences. They don't incarcerate well enough, and they have criminals back in their midst. So all this gives a very difficult environment for dealing with crime. In as far as the labor market is concerned, the fourth quarter has a lower slightly lower unemployment rate, 0.6 percentage points from 27.1, which was the highest, to 26.5 now. So unemployment is still very, very high in South Africa. And of course, we have shown that 70% of those who do not have matric are actually bearing or 70% of the unemployed are those who have no matric. And in fact, those with tertiary qualifications, non-graduate, also suffer a very high unemployment rate. Particularly the blacks suffer even a higher, much higher unemployment rate when they have this tertiary qualification. So there's need for policy intervention in that space, because resources are spent there to train people for specific competencies to go and work. When they don't get employed, particularly the 15 to 34, which we have concentrated on, we see that upwards of 38% of those don't get employed.
Let's look at discouraged job seekers. What has been the trend?
The discouraged job seekers fluctuate time and again. When the labor market seems to be promising, it reduces. When the labor market seems to be not absorbing anybody, the discouraged work seekers increase. What we have seen there is that the unemployed have grown to about 5.6 million. And when you look at discouragement, you come to about 8.6 million, which means the difference of about 3 million are your discouraged work seekers.
Expanded definition of unemployment, there we're seeing it in the state, and it's still rising.
Yes, I mean, expanded unemployed is where people are discouraged. Like Limpopo is very deceptive. The number of 20% unemployment is very deceptive. When you look at discouragement, you have to add another 15 percentage points to make it 35%, which puts it in the same league as its peers like KwaZulu-Natal, Eastern Cape, and the like, where unemployment is very high.
Final one, if you look at the sector that helped us to achieve the slight decline in unemployment, what were some of the sectors that helped us?
There are quite a few of those, and it depends where you are looking at it. If you are looking at quarter-on-quarter, manufacturing has come back strongly, but year-on-year, manufacturing is still in the negative by 10,000. If you look at quarter-on-quarter, it's 44,000. If you look at services, including public service, you get 77,000 people. Agriculture, the same, contributing a number of people, a number of employment creation in agriculture because of the plowing season and crops coming up. So those are the sectors, if you look at quarter-on-quarter. But year on year, you still see laggards in terms of jobs being lost.
Basically, you're saying things have improved, but they're still bad.
Well, the level of unemployment is still very high. It is not getting any better for those who are 15 to 34. And if you're 15 to 34 are unemployed, another analysis points to long-range unemployment, and that has grown from 57% at the time in 2008, who were in long-range unemployment, long-time unemployment. That number has grown to 68%. So if you look at that, then nothing is getting better.
Can we look at the impact of mechanization on job creation levels?
Yes, we have tried to look at what is happening in terms of areas of mining and manufacturing. And you can see how manufacturing is performing. It's performing much better. Sales are much better. Production is much higher. But jobs are declining in those sectors. Also, both in mining and manufacturing. You would assume that there could be some time lag effects, that as this gets better, there will be more jobs created. But you can see long term that jobs are actually getting lower and lower, meaning that there is mechanization taking place. And therefore, the situation in South Africa is going to be very difficult, given that a lot of people are not educated, or even those that are said to be educated in tertiary, especially the blacks, are not likely to get those jobs, because now mechanization is actually taking root. Technology is replacing labor, and that capital deepening heralds a very difficult situation going forward for jobs.
And of the jobs created, SJ, how many of those were seasonal, how many were permanent? I'm just trying to get to, in the next quarter, do you expect the number to still remain low?
Well, the proportion of jobs that are on a permanent basis, relatively, quote unquote, a very, very small difference across all sectors compared to those that are short-term contract. Fewer in the short-term contract, 8.5 million, somewhere thereabout, dropped by about 100,000. But in the short-term engagement, there are about 2-point-something million jobs. But the changes, quote unquote, have just been minimal. So the structure hasn't changed that much.
And just lastly, in terms of policy, would it be realistic now to rethink the NDP, because we're far off in terms of the objectives?
No, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a policymaker, but when you set targets, you have to deal with those targets. I don't think it's a good thing to change targets. What you have to do is to change your ways of doing things to ensure that you meet the targets. You cannot change goalposts in terms of where you have set them. What has to change are the way in which you do things in order that that target has to be reached. Because the target has been set in the context of a realistic situation of people who are not getting jobs, of poverty, of inequality, and unemployment. So if the target changes, it doesn't mean that those things have changed. Those have remained that way as set. So what has to happen is the way we do things in order that target has to be met. Because if it doesn't get met, what then?